Somehow, Cindy manages to get through the rest of the day and drag herself home.
I was out of town on a business trip, and I got a call from Cindy, and she was crying that she was in so much pain.
I knew I just needed to get to bed as quickly as I could. I went upstairs, and it took me quite a while to get up the stairs because I was in such pain. I tried to put my pajamas on, and I realized I could barely lift my legs. It felt as if somebody was hitting me with jackhammers in my knees. I was just miserable.
44-year-old Cindy Weber has just experienced a strange and agonizing sensation in her legs, unlike anything she's ever felt before.
I had pretty much decided if I wasn't better that I was going to the emergency room if I needed to. But when I woke up the next day, amazingly, all of the pains were gone. I felt pretty much like my normal self.
Perplexed, yet thankful to be rid of the pain, Cindy returns to work the next day. But it isn't long before she finds herself grappling with an entirely new problem.
I noticed a little line of red dots. I thought it was pretty unusual. After I discovered these little bumps, I went to my mom's house. But I particularly like to go with my medical issues to her because she's a retired nurse practitioner.
And when Cindy's mother, Charlene, gets a glimpse of the strange dots, she's completely taken aback.
I said, that is a petechial rash, and it has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed immediately.
Petechiae are pinpoint-sized red dots caused by broken blood vessels under the skin's surface.
The only thing that I could think of is that people who have blood disorders get petechiae.
I could hear my mom's voice change its tone, and she doesn't always hide her emotions really well. She wasn't very calm about it. She said, "You need to be seen now."
And I said, "Cindy, please call a physician and do something about it immediately," which she did.
I was expecting that the doctor would know just what it was, but that wasn't what happened. When the doctor saw the rash, she was a little bit alarmed herself. I asked her, "Is this serious?" And she said to me, "We don't know what you have. We don't know if it's serious or not, but we need this to be taken care of right away."
They started talking about what it could be. There were diseases like leukemia or lupus.
The doctor performs a series of blood tests and a skin biopsy. And for the next 3 days, Cindy and her family wait anxiously for the findings.
The test results couldn't come back soon enough. It was getting so frustrating.
But when the report comes back from the lab, it reveals nothing out of the ordinary.
My family had a sense of hopelessness, that they couldn't do anything for me.
To make matters worse, Cindy's leg pains return with a vengeance. But they soon begin to radiate through her entire body. And just like the bruise, the episodes seem to come and go.
She'd get up in the morning and she'd feel great, and then, say, midday, she would start to feel achy again, and then at night it would get worse.
The pains became more severe, to the point where she was having a difficult time walking upstairs or moving around in her kitchen.
I was getting sicker and sicker by the day. I was hoping so much that it was just going to be some kind of a simple thing.
Determined to find out what's been making her so sick, Cindy visits one specialist after another.
I went to the regular doctor and an ENT, a rheumatologist, a dermatologist, and a neurologist. I kept thinking, well, maybe this will be the one that has the cure. Maybe this will be the one that knows what I have.
But none of the doctors can explain her seemingly unrelated symptoms or keep them from getting worse.
The pain got bad enough that she couldn't comfortably walk. She had to hang on to things in order to move around. Feet were really hypersensitive to anything. She felt like her feet were actually on fire sometimes.
By the middle of the summer, nearly 16 months since the bruise first appeared, Cindy is completely debilitated.
I could barely stand. I had such intense pain. I couldn't sleep. Even having the sheet on my feet was painful.
It was shocking to see how fast she could go from really healthy to really in just an agony.
I was so sick that I wasn't able to care for my family anymore. I couldn't stand, cook dinner, or do any of the things that moms normally do.
It was a devastating time for the whole family at this point.
I think it was maybe our darkest time. We didn't want to find out the diagnosis at the autopsy.
I saw her deteriorating to become almost immobile. I thought, why? Why her? Why not me?